my beloved child, in the wondrous silence of the long night, feel my gentle breath enveloping the space, seeping into every hidden corner of your soul, cradling each moment of your existence within your small yet precious home. Do not think that I merely pass by, quietly observing from afar. No, my child, I am truly present. I choose to dwell in the hearts of my beloved ones. I choose to take root in your home through grace, through a presence full of love, so that day by day, hour by hour, my warmth may weave itself and spread through every thought, every longing, every hope, and even the shadows you still keep concealed within your heart. My child, when I am at the center of your life, all things will be set again in their rightful place. As I wisely arranged from the beginning, where there was once conflict, I will sow a stream of peace that quietly sinks deep. Where sorrow once found shelter, I will cause new joy to overflow, a joy not fashioned by human hands, but a boundless rejoicing that pours forth from my infinite love. Remember this, my beloved, where despair once raised its cry, I will kindle an undying flame of hope, a sacred ray piercing through every dark cloud of life, shining into the deepest pit of discouragement, so that you may dare to believe in tomorrow again. Dare to step forward with steadiness. My child, your faith will grow strong where doubt once resided, like a tender shoot rising from parched earth, not by your frail strength, but because I am the source of that steadfast faith, the one who keeps your every step upon the long journey of human life. My love, like a sun that never sets, will cover the places once marked by division, until every knot is untied, every fracture in the soul is mended, and every wandering heart finds again the warmth of empathy and shared compassion. I have promised you this is an everlasting covenant that does not change, that I will be your God, and you will be my chosen people. Stop worrying. Stop counting the days. Stop fretting over how I will act, for my ways surpass the narrow imaginings of mortals. What you can see is only a very small part of the exquisite whole I have drawn for your life. Perhaps you will ask, why now, why me? But, my child, let me comfort you. Let me soothe your heart. My timing is always complete. My decisions are always for love, for I know exactly what is best for each of my little children. I am never late, never delayed, never wounding you merely to test you. Yet everything I allow to happen holds a deeper meaning. It is a path by which you grow, by which you learn to love and to trust me more. I am the Creator, the source of all things, the one who can shape miracles from dust, the one who formed the universe by a holy word. If I can turn air into breath, if I can let a seed die and rise again as a tree lush and green, how could I not restore, renew, and revive what once existed in your life, what seems to have vanished, what appears to be without hope, my child? What is impossible to you becomes simple to me. For my power is not limited by time, not confined by earthly laws, not dependent on the weaknesses and imperfections of humankind. I know that at times, deep within, you feel weary and disheartened when everything around you turns dim, when you have tried with all your strength yet still cannot find a way out, when the small flame of faith within you seems on the verge of dying beneath harsh and thorny trials. But, my child, look to me. Turn your heart to the one who never abandons you, never rejects the earnest cry of repentant souls. In every moment you think you are most alone, that is when I am nearest, soothing you with boundless tenderness, lifting you from every stumble, drying the tears upon your cheeks with the light of everlasting mercy. There are times I test you, not to drive you into despair, but to teach you to grow in trust. Difficulties are only a mirror reflecting faith. So you may recognize that what is most precious is not wealth or power, but deep and quiet peace, love, and hope that cannot be extinguished. I do not demand that you understand everything, for human reason is limited, but I desire that you dare to believe, dare to entrust your whole life to me, dare to walk even when you cannot see the entire road ahead, because you know my hand is holding you tightly. My beloved child, do not fear what is to come. Do not let worries and sorrows drown the daily joy of living. Remember when I am the center of your family. I will arrange everything again according to the order of love and holiness. I give you a home, not only a shelter for the body, but a place that nurtures the soul, where each member learns acceptance and forgiveness, learns sacrifice and mercy toward one another, where every laughter becomes thanksgiving lifted to me, and every tear is cherished like a precious pearl. There, I build bridges between generations, so that adults learn to listen, children learn obedience, and every member of the family knows they are never alone on life's journey, for I am always accompanying them. Do not let your heart become narrow toward the faults of others, and do not blame yourself too long for the stumbles of the past. I forgive you before you even know to ask for forgiveness. I love you even when you do not yet know how to love yourself. My love is not conditional, not calculating gain and loss, not drawing boundaries to limit it. Let that love soak into every word and every deed, and then every quarrel will quiet. Every disagreement will be resolved. Every conflict will become an opportunity to understand one another more, to love one another more. Let each day that passes in your home be a hymn of thanksgiving, a silent offering rising to the Almighty. When you are weak, I am your strength. When you are sorrowful, I am your comfort. When you are afraid, I shelter you beneath the shadow of my loving wings. When you feel lost amid life's rushing currents, remember that I have never forsaken you, not for even a second. My love is an open embrace, a lighthouse guiding you through the darkest night, a refuge for every wandering soul to return home. I invite you to let me be the center of every thought, every decision, every joy and every sorrow, so that nothing can separate you from the everlasting love I have for you. My child, look at the small miracles still unfolding around you. Each day, a child's smile, a warm embrace, a gentle glance amid the hurried bustle, a quiet moment to pray. These are signs that I am truly present in your ordinary life, not only in sacred moments within the sanctuary, but also at the simple meal, in the call to one another at dusk, in every small act you offer to those you love. Do not dismiss these things, for from the most humble and ordinary moments, I accomplish mighty works, just as each grain of sand helps form a vast shore, and each small drop of water gathers into a wide ocean. When you entrust your life into my hands, when you place me at the heart of your home, you will see every path that opens before you filled with light, even while storms still rage outside. The peace I give is not like the peace the world offers. It is a peace beyond understanding, a consolation amid countless anxieties, a strength that keeps you standing through trials, a place you may always return to and rest within my arms. Do not let your soul be shaken by trivial things, and do not let slanderous words make you doubt your own worth. You are a wondrous creation whom I have loved since the foundation of the world, a precious jewel for which I did not hesitate to give everything to save. At times you will feel the journey is too long. You will grow tired beneath the weight of duty and responsibility. And you may want to give up under the hardships of daily life. Yet I remind you, I did not promise you a life without difficulties. But I promise to walk with you through every trial, to lift you whenever you fall, to strengthen you when you no longer have the strength. Do not hesitate to come to me. Do not fear being scolded or cast away. For in me there is only love and forgiveness. I long to hear you pour out your heart. I long to see you weep, because in those very moments I will soothe you, heal every wound within your soul, and give you the strength to continue on your path. And when peace has come to dwell within each member of your family, when joy is nurtured by sincere love, when hope becomes the light that leads the way, when faith grows strong above every trial, when my love cools and softens the places once divided, you will realize this: your home is not merely a temporary shelter, but a sacred sanctuary where I abide, where souls find the meaning of their lives, where every longing is nourished by undying love. My child, be courageous and move forward. Let me be the center of your life and your family. Trust in my love that never runs dry. Let every day you live be a prayer offered up, and let every action and every word reflect the light of grace. I am with you today, tomorrow, and forever. Be at peace, rejoice, and hope. For I, the Creator, your compassionate Father, remain always with you, guiding, protecting, and loving you with an eternal love that never changes. My beloved child, I know that in the depths of your heart there have been moments of fear and confusion, as though everything had gone too far, as though every door had closed, every season of sowing had been missed, and all your efforts were like seeds scattered on barren ground with no hope of flowering or bearing fruit. I understand every anxious heartbeat, every hidden sigh you have not dared to turn into words, because I am the one who sees through every thought, who feels every pain, who shares every tear concealed deep within your eyes. But now, my child, listen to my gentle voice calling you in the stillness of midnight. I redeem the time. Yes, what you believe has been lost forever. The years you think were wasted, the opportunities that seem to slip from your hands, none of it lies outside my infinite power. I can restore the long days of delay, the weary years of waiting, in the blink of an eye. I am not bound by the human clock, not limited by the history of any life. I, the Creator, the Eternal One, hold the keys of the past, the present, and the future. I can break every chain of regret, remorse, and misstep. I do not look at you with accusing eyes for what you have not achieved, nor do I keep a ledger of your small failures. With merciful eyes I look upon you. I see the wholeness I intend to form within you. I see the radiant future I prepared for you even before you cried out at birth. Therefore, my child, do not be afraid that it is too late to begin again. Do not think that everything is already beyond hope of renewal. Know that I can make the fields flourish again on land that has long lain untilled. In a single moment, I can summon the seed of life to awaken from dead soil. I can turn a desolate garden into a place overflowing with fragrant flowers and sweet fruit. I can bring the late rain to refresh your soul after so many dry and barren days. Nothing is too difficult for me. No crack is so deep that I cannot mend it. No abyss is so dark that my light cannot reach it. Keep your eyes fixed on my work. My child, open wide the eyes of faith to see the way I move swiftly, wondrously, beyond all your expectations. Receive the holy surprises I have prepared for you. so that when I accomplish marvels, you yourself will stand in astonishment, your heart filled with awe at the wondrous intervention of the Almighty. Every doubt that once surrounded you will fall silent. Every reasoning that once opposed faith will be extinguished, because the radiant light of my glory will shine forth, dispelling every confusion. I do not come only to console you. I come to turn every situation around, to transform places that seemed abandoned into dwelling places of blessing, to turn bitter tears into joyful laughter, to raise up what has once been trampled underfoot. Your family will be gathered back by me. Each person will recognize that this wondrous grace has not come by chance. In reverent fear and in deep gratitude, you will look at one another, your eyes shining with joy and amazement, because it will be clear that this is not the work of human strength, nor the random luck of fate. It is my own hand that has touched all things. It is I who have redrawn every line on the canvas of your lives. I am the one who lays the cornerstone for every family. I am the one who preserves each generation, joining together souls that once seemed strangers into one. No one will be able to claim credit for the miracle I have done. No one will be able to beat their chest and boast of their effort, their skill, their careful planning. All will have to bow before the mystery of the love of God. All will have to humbly confess, this is the Lord's doing. How wonderful it is. I want you to know that you have never been abandoned in your darkest days, never left alone in the harsh currents of life. I have always watched over each of your steps. I have always reminded you through countless small signs. No matter how far you have gone, no matter how unworthy you think you are, I have still waited patiently, still held my arms wide open, still longed for the day you would recognize and return in astonished joy. Nothing can separate you from my love. Even if your past is shattered, even if your present is in disarray, even if your future seems veiled in mist, as long as you desire it, I will renew everything. I can change all things in a single night. I can cause what has withered through the years to shine again with beauty. I can overturn every failure into glorious victory, because I am the Lord of all possibilities. Believe, for your small faith is the key that opens the treasury of miracles. When you entrust everything to me, you will see that what I do exceeds all your expectations. Remember, the years of delay are not forgotten by me. The seeds you have sown, even when lying dormant in the earth, are known to me one by one. I water them with tears of prayer, with quiet hope, with persevering faith. At the appointed time that I have set, everything will rise together, and all your efforts will bear abundant fruit, not because you are more capable than others, not because you are more deserving than anyone else, but because I love you. I do this so that my name may be glorified, so that every tongue must proclaim, only the Lord could have done this. Then your family will no longer live in division, distance, suspicion, or resentment. One by one, I will call each heart home. Each soul will be healed. Each word of love will mend the hidden fractures. I will place a new joy upon your table, so that laughter will take the place of tears, so that prayer will become the breath of everyday life, so that gratitude will well up in every moment of your existence. That is when you will clearly understand all that has happened. Even what seemed beyond repair has always been held within my loving and powerful plan. No one can redraw the lines of their destiny without me. No one can save their family by their own strength alone, without my hand creating and sustaining it. Do not be afraid if there are days when you feel lost, if there are nights You lie awake in anxiety about the future. I am still beside you, still working in silence, still preparing the very best for you. When you do not yet see fruit, it is not because I have forgotten, but because the time has not yet come. When you feel that all your efforts vanish like the passing wind, it is not a failure, but an opportunity for me to reveal a power that surpasses every human limit. Keep placing your trust entirely in me. Keep waiting in hope, because I am the one who redeems time. I can make what seems impossible become reality. My beloved child, wait and see how I will amaze you. I will rebuild what has collapsed. I will cause fruit to spring up on scorched ground. I will bring your family together in blessing and holy reverence. Then no one will dare to claim the credit. No one will dare say it was mere luck or coincidence. All will clearly recognize that it is I alone, the Lord God Almighty, who have stepped in, who have intervened, who with my inexhaustible love have rescued, transformed, and brought about the very wonder you once thought beyond all hope. Be at peace. Rejoice, because I am the faithful one who keeps every promise. I will not let you miss out forever. I will not allow the most beautiful things in your life to be buried by time without a trace. I will restore all things. I will make everything new. I will grant you a joy that is complete, so that you and your family will lift your voices together and proclaim, "How wonderful are the works the Lord has done for us." And your hearts will forever live in holy amazement, in deep and gentle peace, in the joy of reunion under the shelter of the one whose love never runs dry. My child, open wide your heart to receive the mysterious message I am sowing within you tonight. Like pure dew falling softly on a flower that has not yet opened, my grace quietly seeps into every wound, every longing, every hidden sorrow you have carried within. I choose you, my small yet courageous child, to be my witness among many, not because you are perfect, not because you are stronger than others, but because I love you. I place my trust in you. I lay upon your shoulders a noble mission to bear witness to the power and boundless love of the Creator. You will not only speak to your own generation about the wonders I have done, but your words will echo into the generations to come, like a wind that blows through the seasons, like a flame passed from hand to hand, not extinguished by the passing of years. I have acted in your family, and the day will come when, with emotion overflowing, you will boldly cry out, "My own eyes have seen the hand of the Lord God intervene. In my own house, the Eternal One has descended and changed everything. What is beginning quietly today will blossom into a great harvest, not only sufficient for you, but also for your descendants, who will walk upon the foundation of faith that I am cultivating even now. Every blessing you receive today will be a seed that bears abundant fruit for the future. This spiritual inheritance will follow your children and your children's children, so that from generation to generation people will recognize, praise, and give thanks, because all that has happened did not come from human strength, nor from chance, but from my own hand, from my unchanging purpose of love. Therefore, my child, prepare your heart. Clear away every obstruction. Cast off all the old fears that have held you back. Do not let doubt slip in between you and me. Do not let negative voices from outside dim the certainty that is being kindled within you. Place yourself in fervent expectation. Nurture the flame of hope. Dare to give voice to your faith, even while the storm still rages around you. Sing songs of praise like a sower who sings over dry fields. trusting that sooner or later the day of abundant harvest will come. Let your prayer become a bridge between heaven and earth. Let every sigh become a word of trust sent up to the merciful one. I say to you, the time has come. Yes, my child, the very hour you longed for, searched for with an aching heart, feared you might miss, that hour has now arrived. I no longer delay. I no longer hide myself, but I am acting right in the midst of your life. Every great event and every small detail, every unexpected turn, every change that seems random, all of it is held within my delicate providence. You will see my glory shine upon you, upon your family, like a morning mist filled with pure light, resting on the vast fields. The fragrance of my presence will remain, unfading as the days go by, and everyone who enters your home will sense something has changed here. Something mysterious has just begun. No one can deny it when I place my mark upon a family. My seal is not something vague, but a blazing light in the night, a lamp set high to guide many weary souls who are still groping in the darkness. I want your family to become a mirror, a source of hope, a place of refuge for souls longing to be healed, welcomed, and loved. Do not be afraid of not being good enough, not holy enough, not strong enough, for it is precisely in your weakness that my power is fully revealed. I will pour out upon you a peace that nothing can shake, a perseverance that endures every trial, a gentleness strong enough to soothe every clash, a wisdom that will enable you to lead others. Believe this, everything I have done, every miracle you have experienced, will never stop with you alone. Each thing you witness will become a living testimony for many. Every word you share will be a holy inspiration for those who come after you. And your own descendants, growing up in the harvest I have begun, will never doubt the faithfulness of God, because they will see with their own eyes the wondrous fruits springing from soil that once seemed barren. They will taste the sweetness of my love, steadfast and complete. I want you to step boldly out of the shadows, out of the old shell of fear. Stand upright, lift your head, and be ready to shine, not with the artificial, glittering light of this world, but with the radiance that flows from gratitude, from a heart overflowing with faith, from a love so expansive that no words can fully describe it. For when I reign, I do not only change the destiny of one person or one family, I also use them as a lamp to shine for many around them, so that no one has to be alone. No one has to collapse in despair. My child, step into this new day with hope. Look upon every upheaval through the eyes of faith. Receive every trial as an opportunity for my power to be revealed. Do not close your heart to my invitation, and do not bargain between gain and loss. For I will not allow your labor to be wasted. I will not let your tears fall to the ground without bearing blossoms and fruit. Everything you lay before me, I will transform, and I will cause it to multiply. Leave every worry, every sorrow behind you. Walk forward with courage. For I go before you, preparing the way, lighting each step your feet are about to take. My child, my lamp is ready to shine in your home. Do not be afraid if people look in and are astonished. Do not be flustered if they ask you the secret of your change. In that moment, be bold to testify about me. Tell them of the journey through which I have led you. Show them how my love has moved, and sow hope into weary hearts. For when you rise as a witness, I will multiply the miracle. I will make that light spread not only within your household, but also illumine the community, the very land where you live. You will become a witness to my power and my love. for generations to come. My glory will not rest only on your lips, but will be carved into every action, every choice, every living breath of each day. This is the mark I leave. This is the reward I promised from ages past. Whoever believes in me, whoever walks with me, whoever remains faithful to my word will never dwell in darkness, but will always shine like an unfading star in the thick of night. So, beloved child, be ready to shine. For I, your Lord, have chosen you, have called you by name, and have prepared all things so that my glory may radiate through your life and your family, forever undimmed. My child, when I enter your life in ways beyond what you expect, it is so that you cannot mistake it, cannot attribute it to anyone else, but will know that I, your God, have acted. I do things beyond your imagination so that the faith in your heart may be strengthened, so that every doubt must yield to holy reverence. At times, I open what is unexpected not to plant fear, but to awaken in you a deep joy to make your heart leap with sacred wonder, and your lips unable to remain silent in witness. Surely the Lord has done this. Those moments when I come so suddenly, the signs I give are woven from boundless love. I delight to step into your life in ways that challenge every limit of human reasoning, for I am not confined by patterns, nor forced into the narrow frames of mortal imagination. I see the end from the very beginning. I know every path, every turning, every bend in your journey. I know which way leads you into complete goodness, even when you have never pictured that road, even when you are still uncertain, still calculating, still telling yourself you must devise a solution, while you are preoccupied with finding a small escape, while your mind circles within the confines of limitation. I am preparing 10,000 answers for you, broader, more beautiful, more whole than anything you have ever hoped for. When you can only imagine that I will act in a certain way, I have already prepared a plan beyond that, imagining a design woven with love, with wisdom, with power beyond measure. And when the time I have appointed arrives, I reveal that plan unexpectedly, so that your heart is flooded with awe and gratitude, so that you and all who witness will recognize this. My surprises are a gift wrapped in the mysterious garment of perfect timing, given with all the sweetness of my heart. My child, let your heart rest in that wonder. Do not fear what you do not yet know. Do not worry about what you cannot picture. Remember that I have seen the end of the road from the very start. I know each step you will take, each trial you will meet, each joy and sorrow you will pass through. Do not be anxious when you cannot fully understand my ways, for I am wisdom far above all human understanding. Let my surprises renew your soul. Let my gifts awaken in you the joy of living, the hope, and the gratitude that never runs dry. When you witness the wonders I do, lift up praise, tell those around you, let joy spread through every generation. For everything I do is meant to draw you nearer to me, to let you experience love that does not change, to let you know me, the Eternal One, loving forever. My surprises are the mark of a love without borders, an invitation for you to live fully, joyfully, and courageously on the path I have prepared. Open your heart to receive. Keep trusting, for I, the Creator, am always ready to give you what is good, at the right time, in the way I have chosen, so that my glory may shine in your life forever. Beloved child, I ask you, do you recognize that each time I astonish you, it is not merely so you will marvel at a passing miracle, but that I am teaching you, leading you deeper into the source of true faith, I guide you beyond what your eyes can see, so that you no longer place your whole heart in what is visible, and your soul learns to rest in the firm assurance of the invisible hand that only faith can perceive. Even when you cannot trace my footsteps, when everything is quiet, as though nothing is happening, I am still at work, still silently preparing for you goodness far greater than you expect. Remember, I am not a God bound by formulas, not a lord of dull habits, repeating old methods, acting by human schedules. I am the living God, the one who breathes life into all creation, the loving Father who longs to commune with each of his children. My joy is to hear your laughter, to see your wide-eyed amazement, to witness your pure wonder at what I reveal. As an earthly father delights to hide a gift and then suddenly place it in a child's hands on a day of celebration, so I delight even more to prepare wonders for you, so that at the most unexpected moment you open your heart and burst into joy beyond words. Do not think that my love and my grace are meant for one solitary person alone. No, my child, I am the Lord of an entire lineage, the one who places and establishes blessing upon a whole household. When I act upon one person, I set in motion a new current of life, a stream of grace that flows to all who share that roof, that bloodline. Perhaps you ask me only for yourself, but believe this, my hand does not stop at the border of one life. I reach outward to your parents, your brothers and sisters, your children, your relatives near and far, every bond, every heart that once rejected, every person who mocked, doubted, even kept distance from you will still be unable to resist sensing the movement of my spirit. Even those who once looked down on you, who spoke coldly, will fall silent, astonished at what they see, for none of them will be able to explain it by reason or ordinary arguments. I do not come in a faint whisper only to be easily dismissed or doubted. I will reveal my power clearly, unmistakably. When I have entered a family's story, the change will be great enough, bright enough, strong enough that no one can deny it or excuse it as human arrangement. Then the whole household will see, feel, and confess the living God has truly stepped into our midst. You will see that not only your own life is redeemed, but your entire family is lifted in blessing, relationships are healed, and the cracks of the past are given the chance to close again under the covering of my love. Beloved child, do not be afraid when familiar faces begin to change, when those once distant from faith now touch the light, when those who criticized or avoided you grow quiet before the signs I reveal. It is because I, the Mighty One, am breaking down every wall of separation, opening new paths for unity, peace, and love to flow through your family. When one person in the home knows how to call upon me, knows how to bring earnest prayers before me, I use that small faith to make way for miracles to spread across every member, every generation. Do not be surprised if one day those who once wept in disappointment will laugh with joy. Those who were indifferent will burn with zeal, and those who doubted will become tireless witnesses of what I have done. Do you see that what I do always goes beyond the limits of the individual, always brings a harvest for the whole household, for the entire bloodline? This is mercy that rises above all things, blessing that stretches from one generation to another, and I invite you to trust, to hope, to widen your arms to receive everyone in your family, even if they have hurt you, even if they still linger outside the door of faith. I am still moving, still preparing, still using you as the starting point of a great plan I desire to paint upon this life. So be at peace, Rest in me, and let your amazement and joy become a source of inspiration and hope for your entire family. Believe that each time you are astonished by what I do, you are learning the great lesson of faith, trusting the one without limits, the merciful Father who always acts far beyond every pattern, every thought, every small plan of human beings. And the day will come when no one in your house, no one who has seen or heard of these things, will be able to deny that the living God has entered your family's story, has renewed it, has made the lamp within your home blaze again until joy, reverence, and gratitude keep spreading to generations without end. My child, listen to my voice echoing within your heart like a fresh wind sweeping through a long, dark winter, like thunder rolling over a barren desert, heralding the life-giving rain that is drawing near. I come not only to comfort, not only to soothe, but to bring a mighty overthrow to tear apart the garments of shame that have covered your family through so many seasons, to loosen the chains of disgrace that once bound your souls. So many slandering voices, so many curses that fell like icy stones upon your doorway today. I silence them all. So many unjust verdicts that weighed upon your shoulders, I am lifting them layer by layer, toppling every fortress built by human hands. The enemy thought it could have the final word, thought it had written the period at the end of your family's story. But no. My child, I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, the one who writes the last line, and today that line is not defeat, not sorrow, but a proclamation of glorious victory. My child, the cycles of failure are no more. The darkness of those old patterns of despair that once closed in around your family's soul has come to an end. I am rebuilding the destiny of your household by a power that cannot be shaken. When I have set everything back into its rightful place, no force in heaven or on earth will be able to move it. No power of darkness will be able to overturn what I have established. Do not be afraid, my beloved child, for the breakthrough you have long awaited is only the first step into something far greater. I am preparing for your house an outpouring of my glory, a wave of blessing unlike anything you have ever known in the past. Do not suffocate your vision with old experiences. Do not measure what I am about to do by the patterns of what your eyes have seen before. I am not a small God. I do not act within the limits of human imagination. My child, I am doing something entirely new, bright, life-filled, something that has never before appeared in the history of your bloodline. What has been will not repeat itself. The old sorrow will not return. The bitter past will no longer be rehearsed like a curse over you. By my love and my power, I am writing a new chapter in the story of your family, a chapter upon which my light will shine on every page, every day, every generation. Those who walk the path after you will look back to this moment and, with holy awe, they will say, "Surely the Lord visited us in that very hour." Do not shrink back from the greatness of what I am preparing. Do not think small concerning the portion of blessing reserved for your house. I am turning the page of your history, erasing every trace of shame, raising up a beginning that is utterly new. Your family will no longer live under the shadow of prejudice, of disappointment, of ancient curse, but will walk in my glory as a people redeemed, as children cherished in the arms of their heavenly Father. Open wide your heart to receive this transformation. Allow the new light to enter every corner. Lay before me every worry and everything that no longer belongs to yesterday. For I am making all things new. The destiny of your family is no longer held captive by the past, by repeated failures, by prejudices or invisible chains. I myself have entered in I myself am rearranging all things. Do not fear the changes I bring, for they are not passing gusts of wind, but the very force of renewal, the breath of resurrection, the song of a victory that will never fade. Be certain of this. My beloved child, from this very moment, a completely new chapter has begun. A glorious story is being written, and its opening lines are being inscribed today, the day I proclaim victory over your house, the day I call your family by name among the nations, the day I set upon you a seal that no one can erase. And when all is accomplished, when my light blazes forth, when people look back and recognize the wondrous transformation, when generations to come remember this sacred moment, their hearts will resound with this sure confession. That was the day the Lord came to visit our household. No one will remember the former shame. No one will repeat the mocking words once spoken. No one will tremble again before the darkness that used to surround you. Instead, there will only be the joy of those who have been set free, the freedom of those restored, the shining hope of generations walking on the path I have prepared. This is the holy inheritance I leave to you. This is the new chapter of a story with no more tears and no regret. Only victory upon victory, blessing upon blessing, and my glory shining without ceasing from age to age. My child, I know that at times your heart trembles before the changes, before the shakings that I initiate in your life and in your family. But be at peace. Do not let this shaking make you fearful or cause you to draw back. For with every shaking that comes from me, there always comes a fresh establishing, a solid work that I am building from the deepest foundations. The tremors I send are not to sweep you away into chaos, but to cleanse, to strip away everything that does not belong to me, to sift and to separate, so that what remains will be what cannot be shaken, what truly belongs to eternity. Do not cling to what is old, to structures that have cracked with the passing years, to habits, mindsets, and ways of living that I, myself, am shaking to the roots. I do not come to patch up. For a short time, walls already stained and crumbling, I do not merely decorate the outside of a house that is falling into ruin. I come to rebuild everything upon the solid rock, upon my own truth, love, and grace. Do not regret what I allow to fall away. Do not mourn over what I tear down. For what I raise up in its place will be far greater and far more enduring. I am the creator of all things new. I am building the house of your life so firmly that storms cannot overthrow it. Floods cannot sweep it away, and raging winds cannot bring it down. Because I myself am the rock, the fortress that does not change through all time. Tonight, my child, is a different kind of night. This will be a night engraved not only in your memory but in the memory of a whole generation. My angels have been sent out. They are moving over the roof of your house, through every room, every hidden corner, carrying holy assignments for your family. Even now, the invisible chains that once bound minds, habits, fears, and ancient curses are being loosened and broken by my hand. Every door that has long been shut by disappointment or hurt, every door blocked by silence, resentment, and division, tonight I fling them wide open. My light pours in, and the fresh wind of freedom, forgiveness, hope, and peace rushes through. Expect great things. My beloved child, see with the eyes of faith. Do not let the narrow vision of the flesh make you hesitant, suspicious, or limiting toward what I desire to do. What I am accomplishing does not lie within the boundaries of the natural realm. It cannot be measured or grasped by human hands. And yet you will see its results clearly and tangibly. It is a spiritual wave, a flood of power, and it will reveal itself through real change in your family, in your daily life, in each person. You will see places that were once open wounds, long-standing pains, saturated with my healing, like a cool breeze soothing old burns. You will see where there used to be a battlefield of division, where sharp words once wounded and tore apart, now becoming a space of reconciliation, forgiveness, and warm connection. In the places that were once shrouded in the darkness of hatred, I pour out streams of forgiveness like an ever-flowing spring. Where there was constant anxiety about lack, hardship, and toil, my provision now flows, sufficient and overflowing. For I am the God of restoration. I do not merely repair what has been broken. I make it more beautiful than before. I restore, and then I multiply what was lost. I am not confined by material limits or by time. What I give surpasses anything you have ever asked for or imagined. The shaking of this night is clearing the way for a glorious establishing, so that everything you once regretted losing will be replaced by a greater gift. And what was old and shattered will become a testimony to my restoring power. Rise up with courage in this new hope. Let my light shine into every corner of your heart, into every hidden place in your family, until every shadow is driven away. I call you to wait with expectation, to hunger and to prepare your heart for the extraordinary. Because tonight I have begun a work that no one will be able to destroy. Believe that the chains which once bound your mind, the curses that clung to generations, the limitations that weighed heavily on your shoulders are being broken by me. Link by link, little by little, until all that remains is the overflowing freedom of my children, hearts that were once as hard as stone, closed off by hurt or pride. I am now turning into hearts of flesh, tender, able to feel, to sympathize, to love, to forgive, minds that were once blind and shut, imprisoned by fear and disappointment. I am opening to receive the truth, to receive my light, to dare to believe in the goodness that lies ahead. Every prison of the past, every shackle of destructive tradition, every realm of darkness that once ruled, tonight I am breaking them all, so that you and your family may step into a new season, a new page of history, where my light and my life flow like a spring that never runs dry. You will witness wondrous things where there was only pain. There will now be healing where there was only resentment. There will now be a river of forgiveness where there was lack. There will now be generous provision where there was loneliness and wandering. There will now be connection and family. This is not merely the return of what was lost, but a multiplied increase, an overflow of blessing in the way that only I can bring. I rebuild from the roots. I restore from the very source. I make all things new so that what endures forever will truly belong to you. And in all these things, my glory will fill the house. My mark will be unmistakable upon your family, so that every passing day becomes a song of thanksgiving, every breath a word of praise, every moment a living testimony to my boundless love and restoring power. So then, my child, expect, rejoice, and receive the shaking as a sign that I am establishing something unshakable on your behalf. This night is a beginning, a new covenant, the day when my angels move, chains are broken, hearts are renewed, and all that is old yields to a fresh season of grace. This is my promise, from your loving Father, the one who makes all things new, who multiplies every good thing for his children, and who never changes through all eternity. My beloved child, listen to every heartbeat of my love for you in the stillness of the night. I have not forgotten a single word you have spoken through tears. I have not overlooked even one hidden desire you have lifted to me in silence. I have never ignored the tears you wiped away by yourself when no one else knew. Every detail, every small ache, every longing, every hope that has not yet found words, all of heaven has taken note, and I hold them as precious jewels in the loving palm of my hand. My child, all that the enemy has stolen from your life, every loss that seemed beyond repair, the empty years, the broken dreams, I not only promise to give back, I will restore to you many times over, sevenfold, far beyond anything you ever dared to think or ask. And I will do this not in ways you are used to, but in my own way, swiftly, unexpectedly, powerfully, like a breeze sweeping across a field, so that in a single moment every delay becomes meaningless. Every barrier dissolves, every barren field springs to life, and every curse gives way to overflowing blessing. How many times, when night fell, have you felt as though you were left alone to face your loneliness, wondering whether anyone hears the words you whisper in the dark, wondering whether your prayers can rise beyond 1,000 clouds and reach the kingdom of heaven? I assure you, none of your cries is ever forgotten. Not a single breath of prayer escapes my gaze. You thought you had been left behind. You thought your whole family had vanished into life's rushing current. You thought no one remembered. But today, in this very moment, I declare this is the sacred hour in which I remember you in a special way. I call you by name. I gather you into my embrace. I wipe the tears from your cheeks with my love and my power. You, your family, and those you love are never forgotten. The enemy has whispered lies in your ear, stirring doubt about your worth, your purpose, your future, making you believe I had turned away or that I did not care about your pleas. But today, I expose every deception in the light of eternal truth. I am the faithful one, the one who keeps his word, the one who never breaks a promise to anyone who seeks me with a sincere heart. I will prove my faithfulness not with empty talk, but with mighty deeds, with miracles made real before your eyes, so that you and your family will not only hear of my kindness, but live in the reality of my grace, and witness with your own eyes the wondrous changes my hand brings to pass. When I act, abundance will overflow and restoration will be everywhere, not a little, not merely enough, but more than you ever dared to hope for. I know every wound you have endured, every time you held back and did not answer in return. Every day you remained steadfast. Every year you kept praying, though it seemed nothing was changing. I have seen it all. I have kept it in my heart. And I have been preparing for this day, the day I reward faithfulness. The day I silence every doubt. The day I show that everything I have promised becomes reality. My repayment is not only material, it is healing for the soul. New joy, love made whole, hope restored, and blessing that continues from generation to generation. My child, drive away every shadow of uncertainty. Stop looking back on the past with regret. Let me wipe away every tear. Trust and rejoice. For my appointed time has come. My recompense will come like a downpour after drought, watering every dry place in your heart and in your home. What was stolen will be returned in overflowing measure. Every loss will be repaid fittingly. What you thought had withered will bloom into a new spring. I do all this not because you are more deserving than anyone else, but because I love you with an unchanging love, and because I am the one who keeps his promises forever. Do not let the enemy steal your joy or plant thoughts of hopelessness within you. For I have heard, I have seen, I have remembered everything concerning you, every effort you have made, every prayer. Every quiet sacrifice I will use as the foundation for the miracles that are about to pour forth. You are not forgotten. Your family is not forgotten. I, the faithful God, am preparing for you an extraordinary harvest, writing the next wondrous chapter for your household, and revealing to the world that with me, nothing is beyond restoration. No loss is beyond redemption, and no enemy is strong enough to hinder the love, faithfulness, and boundless power I give to those who place their trust in me. My child, tonight I cover your home with my spirit, like a holy wind no one can block, no one can control, like a gentle yet mighty breath moving through every room, weaving into every heart, stirring what once seemed frozen by years of distance or long-held suspicion. I tell you, do not be surprised if someone in your house encounters me through dreams no one can explain. If vivid images and wondrous visions suddenly appear before another, or if there come moments when conscience awakens, when a person pauses and reflects on their life, on the meaning of each choice, on what hand has been guiding every turn behind the scenes. Do not be amazed when hearts once hardened soften in an instant, when confessions once thought impossible are spoken within the simple setting of family, when old scars begin to fade, when tears become like rain that cools and soothes each soul. You will see that these things happen not by human effort or reasoning, not by any wisdom or power under the sun, but because my Spirit has come near and touched each heart in his own way. My Spirit is a wind no one can grasp and no one can restrain. He is moving through your home tonight, carrying quiet yet powerful change, carrying restoration, awakening, and comfort that only my love can give. You once asked me for a sign, but I, the one rich in mercy and generous beyond measure, will give you more than that. You will witness clear confirmations, unmistakable evidence that it is I who am speaking, intervening, and working within your family. Doors that were tightly shut will suddenly swing open not only in the unseen realm of the Spirit, but also in the visible world. Work, study, relationships. Everything that once seemed stuck will now be filled with the light of hope. You will see opportunities and new directions appear after years of delay, as though a barren land suddenly bursts into blossoms it had never known. And you will hear testimonies, sharing, and thanksgiving falling like rain in a season of drought, until you cannot hold back your tears for joy. These will be the moments when you recognize that every promise I have made is being fulfilled, that my word never returns empty. When you look back, when my voice echoes in your mind, you will see the fullness of truth I told you to prepare, to open your heart wide, to stand firm in faith, because my goodness comes swiftly and far greater than anything you expected. What I do not only surpasses hope, it is powerful enough to transform an entire lineage, powerful enough to renew traditions, habits, and wounds that time has allowed to accumulate. Be ready to receive. Prepare your heart for what you have never imagined. Welcome change with gratitude and holy reverence. For when my goodness comes, it will seep into every breath of your family, cool every dryness, and bring fruit to the ground you thought was nothing but stones. Remind yourself of my word and keep it as a precious inheritance. Because each time you see transformation, each time you hear the sound of joy, you will know this is the work of the Lord. This is the hour of love. This is grace that no one can give but me, and in the days ahead. Your heart will be filled with joy and reverence, and your lips will rise in unending praise. Beloved child, the word I speak is truth. It is life. It is a spring that never runs dry for souls who know how to wait, who know patience in silence. You once thought miracles only come when you cry out without ceasing. But I want you to understand it is in the moments you stop striving when your soul settles like a still lake. When your will no longer strains to fight and simply learns to surrender that I open wide the door of grace. That is when your heart becomes truly ready to receive the wonder that comes from me. If every time you asked, I immediately gave you everything you desired, you would never learn the meaning of patience. You would not taste the deep value of a mature faith. You would not fully grasp the wondrous hope I desire to plant in you through each day of waiting. I allow you to experience quiet intervals, dry seasons, long nights with no answer, so you may learn to trust me, the one who never forgets a prayer, the one who is never silent to sincere cries. I let you wait, so that at the time I have appointed, I step in unexpectedly. I act in astonishing ways, so your faith grows deeper, your gratitude widens, and your testimony becomes stronger, alive with power to encourage those who are weary and still searching for hope. And then you will say, I waited. I wrestled with questions. I wondered why no miracle came. Yet at the moment you thought you had given up, when your soul was exhausted, when all your efforts seemed pointless, that was the very time I was quietly preparing a great miracle beyond anything you could imagine. For I am the wise one, the Almighty One, the one not limited by any boundary of humankind. I know exactly what you need. I see the roots of every longing and every hidden darkness within you, things you yourself do not always understand. When I move suddenly, it is not to make you panic, not to lead you astray, but to remind you that I am God, and I do not act as people do. People are confined by time, ruled by laws, bound within their own conditions and limits, but I am not. I am the Eternal One, the Creator, the Lord of time, the source of all provision, the one who speaks and all things must obey. No power, no force in heaven or on earth can prevent my purpose when I decide to act. No wall is strong enough to block my light, no depth is dark enough to conceal my love. And when I choose to come suddenly, every other power must retreat. Every doubt must vanish, for my glory shines radiant, and my love and wisdom alone govern all things. I astonish you not to unsettle you, but to lead you back to the source of faith, so you will know that apart from my love and my will, nothing else can determine your life. Nothing else can control your destiny. My child, it is precisely in those days, when you feel as if nothing is happening, when you sigh in silence and seem to have lost all hope, that the seed of faith is quietly growing in the depths of the earth, hidden, humble, yet certain. And when the season comes, that seed will break through, rise above the ground, become a firm root for your life, and a shade where others may find rest. The words you speak as you bear witness to waiting, to confusion, to a hope that seemed extinguished but suddenly flares up again. Those very words are seeds sown into other hearts, teaching them to bravely hold fast to faith when they must wait in what appears to be hopelessness, teaching them to trust in me when things have not yet unfolded according to their desires. I want you to know that every time I grant a miracle in an unexpected way, It is to affirm that I am the one who takes the initiative. I am the one who knows all things. I never miss the right moment. I am never lacking in resources, and I never abandon anyone who puts their trust in me. When I come, I bring with me an inexhaustible power that can call forth what has died, that can mend everything that is broken, that can redraw the story of your life in the most radiant colors. With just my word, life overflows, and brilliant light shines into even the darkest corners of your days. Therefore, my beloved child, remember this: every limitation of yours is simply an opportunity for me to reveal my power. Do not measure my love and my power by human standards, and do not compare my mercy with anything finite. I astonish you so that you may know that everything is in my hands, governed entirely by a love that never wavers and by a wisdom no one can fathom. Rest in my heart. Rejoice even when the waiting seems prolonged, and be ready to receive the great and unexpected things I will do. For I am the Father who loves you, the one who holds your destiny, the one who grants you every good thing at the most perfect time. My beloved child, let me widen your heart so you may see this truth. Everything I do is not simply a reward set aside for you alone. My love and grace always carry the heart of a true father, a father who does not only care for one child but loves, protects, and nurtures an entire great family. When I look at you, I do not see you as a solitary being drifting on the sea of life. I see you as a flourishing branch on a strong and mighty tree, a tree whose roots go deep into the earth, connected with generations before, and from which tender new shoots of the future will keep springing forth from the very life current that now flows within you. In you, I see invisible threads that connect you to those who have gone before, to grandparents and parents, to those you may never have met, yet who quietly prayed, earnestly pleading that I pour out blessings upon their descendants. Every hidden intercession I have remembered. I hold them like precious pearls in the palm of the Father's hand. And now, upon the foundation of those holy desires, I respond not only for a single individual but for an entire lineage. The blessing you receive does not stop with this life, but flows down to the generations to come, to your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren, even those not yet born. They will reap the fruits of faith that you are painstakingly sowing in tears, in prayers that at times seem lonely and unheard. I do not bless only you alone. When I place my hand upon your head, I also cover your whole household, your home, every member you love, everyone who shares the same bloodline, the same memories, the same sweet or bitter stories. When I heal your heart, I also touch the hidden wounds that still ache in other members of the family. I gather the broken pieces. I pour in forgiveness. I mend every conflict and every fracture that has lingered from long ago. I work wonders not only to amaze you, but so that your whole family, all your relatives, may be swept up into the current of grace. May together taste the joy of restoration. May together shed tears of astonishment and happiness. My child, my heart is the heart of a perfect father. A true father never watches only one child's steps, but cares and yearns for each child. Each branch, each root in the great family. If you lift your eyes and ask, I gladly grant you what is good. But if you cry out for your whole family, for your entire lineage, I am even more deeply moved and ready to pour out blessings in overflowing measure. I see all your concerns for those still suffering in body or soul, for the broken relationships, for the loved ones who do not yet know me and remain distant from the faith. Do not think that your prayers touch only yourself. It is through you that I will open a spring of grace so that, one by one, each person, each generation will be reached, will be healed, and will be drawn closer together within the Father's embrace. Believe that when I perform a miracle in you, I am also preparing miracles for your whole household. When I transform your heart, I am at the same time sowing seeds of hope into the hearts of those around you. When I cause you to marvel at my goodness, those you love will, in due time, also be astonished, compelled to praise, and come to recognize that it is truly I, the Lord of the whole house, who has acted. Remember, every seed of faith you sow today, no matter how small, will yield a great harvest for the generations to come. As you live out your faith among your family, you are quietly writing a lasting legacy, a sacred story for your descendants, so that one day they too will speak of the miracles I have worked for their grandparents, their parents, and for themselves. I desire that you look beyond the limits of your own individual life, so that your heart may open to receive a new mission to live, to love, to pray, and to hope for your entire family. Do not be afraid that those you love are not yet ready. Do not lose heart if some remain closed off to grace. I am still at work, still connecting, still moving, little by little, through you, through every prayer, through each quiet act of sacrifice. I forget no one. I leave no one behind. A merciful Father never fixes his gaze on only one face, but tenderly watches over every heartbeat of all his children. So, my child, rejoice and give thanks. Offer me prayers not only for yourself, but also for your parents, your brothers and sisters, your children, your grandchildren, and your relatives. Believe that my blessing will overflow, will extend without end, will never be interrupted. For I, the Almighty, have loved, have ordained, and have destined your family to become a garden full of fragrance and beauty, a home of peace, a lineage sheltered beneath the shadow of the Father's wings, forever unshaken. My beloved child, let me reveal to you more clearly the intention of my heart. From before all ages, I have desired not only to draw you alone into my loving arms, but also to embrace your whole family in a holy relationship with me. My deepest longing is to see households united in my name, to witness brothers and sisters returning to reconciliation, parents and children holding hands as they walk through all disagreements, old wounds being healed, and different generations learning to love, respect, and guide one another on the path of living faith. Each time I amaze you with unexpected blessings, each time I open a door of grace when you least expect it. Do not think that I wish to favor you alone and forget those around you. No, my child, I do not choose one and reject another. I do not call one person only to forget all the rest. What I accomplish in your life is the beginning of a holy chain reaction. The first stone touching the surface of the water, so that the waves of blessing spread gradually over your entire household and reach all your loved ones. Through what I do for you, your whole family will see my goodness, will be astonished at my limitless love, will have the chance to open their hearts and return to me, the one who patiently waits for each person to come back into the arms of the Father. My child, I choose you to be the doorway through which my light enters, so that from a grateful heart, from a renewed life, from each small action that reflects love, your entire home will come to recognize the power and grace that are truly mine. But once the light has entered, it does not remain confined in a narrow room. My light does not know how to stay in one place. It will flow beyond every wall, slip into every corner of your family, illuminate places that seemed forever cold, soften hearts that had grown hard, rekindle affection, and dissolve divisions, until your whole household is filled with grace and everyone senses the sweetness of change. I long for you to understand that the miracles I work in your life are not meant to exalt you as an individual, but to glorify my name in your entire family. When one person opens their heart, the whole house is drawn into my loving embrace. When one heart repents, the entire family gains a chance at restoration. Each relationship can be healed. Each fracture can be mended. Do not keep this light for yourself. My child, patiently sow hope. Keep on loving. Keep praying and bearing witness, so that my light may grow ever brighter, spreading without ceasing, until through you, your family, and your whole lineage are renewed in the unfading splendor of the love of God. Let your heart be glad, for I do not stop at small and narrow boundaries. I am the God of community, of family, of all generations. And if you have seen this light begin to shine in you, trust that there will come a day when that light floods your entire household, so that no one will remain in darkness, and all will share in the fullness of the blessings I have always longed to give. You are the beginning, but I desire that your whole family step in together, united, rejoicing in a happiness beyond words, walking together under my protection, I who make all things new, who never cease loving, who never grow weary of waiting. My beloved child, this is what I want you to keep in your heart whenever I speak to you about your family. I know that you often bow your head and pray for yourself, for the deepest desires of your own heart, but know that I have listened not only to your personal needs. When you lift up your voice in supplication, when your tears fall for those you love, when the quiet whispers that no one else can hear rise from within you, I have carefully listened to every distant cry. There are people in your family, in your closest circle, who have never once known how to pray, have never called my name, have never even thought of the Creator. Yet it is your intercession that has risen before my throne. Like the morning fragrance spreading through the sanctuary, I cherish your sincerity. I look upon your perseverance. I remember every tear you have shed for others, every quiet prayer you have offered on behalf of those who cannot or have not yet dared to open their lips. Do not think those prayers are in vain. Not a single plea of yours dissolves into emptiness. Not one supplication is forgotten in the hush. I preserve them. I engrave them, and I use them as keys to open new doors in the life of your family. There are those who do not believe, who do not recognize my presence. Yet I honor the faith you carry for them. I do not demand that they understand everything. I only ask that you remain steadfast in the truth and patiently lift up your requests for them. Some have gone very far, as if they could never return, having lost their way amid life's delusions. But, my child, because of your intercession, because of your unceasing earnestness, I have marked them with the seal of my love and grace. At times you do not see results right away. At times everything seems unmoved. But I affirm this to you, every intercessory prayer shakes the heavens. Every cry of the heart sends out a holy wave that spreads and touches each soul you name in prayer. When I perform wonders, when I cause you to stand amazed at my work, that miracle is not meant for you alone. The flow of grace will pour through your whole household, like the first rain of the season that does not refresh only a single flower but an entire parched field. That wave of power will reach them even if they still do not know how to call my name, even if their hearts remain shut, even if their lives seem isolated from heaven's love. When I act, everything is stirred. The shock of my love will awaken sleeping hearts. Fling open long-closed doors and gently draw them nearer to me. Then a time will come when no one can deny it, when doubt will have no ground to stand on, and all will recognize together it was God who did this. Not coincidence, not human effort, not luck, but the intervention of the one who sees every soul. I do not look upon one alone, I look upon all. Every person in your family, near or far, weak or strong, believing or not yet believing, is within my sight. I hold them in mercy. I understand every circumstance. I love each one uniquely. And yet I also behold your whole family as one body. One household I have marked with everlasting love. My child, when you pray, when you stand in a quiet place and call each beloved name, know that your words are like fragrant incense rising straight to my heart. I listen. I move. I work even when you see no outward sign. I say this again to steady you. The wonder I prepare for you will not be confined to a narrow boundary, but will overflow like waters breaching the banks. Like light streaming through every crack of a door, nothing can restrain it. Those you love, through your faithful intercession, will be awakened, will be touched, will be drawn closer toward the fullness of life in me. Stand firm, persevere, continue to pray, continue to lift up your hopes for your family. For I never disregard the prayer of the righteous, and I never forget the loyalty of a devoted child. I will do things beyond your imagination. I will stir even the driest hearts. I will answer not only for you, but for your whole household, and for the generations that will follow. And then everyone will look back and realize God has listened, has acted, has loved each person with a wonder that cannot be measured. This is the gift I give to those who know how to intercede, who know how to love, who know how to guard an unshakable faith in me. My child, listen deeply to feel the boundless love in my heart for you and for your family. From ancient times I established the family, so that through family my image and nature would be reflected upon the earth. I am Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, three in one, perfectly united in communion, love, one purpose, and an unbreakable bond. For this reason, I created humankind in my image, so that you would not live in loneliness, but within the embrace of love, in sweet fellowship, in a connection that cannot be severed. This is what delights me most, the deep intention I have inscribed upon every life, every home, that you may taste togetherness, savor the sweetness of unity, and through it come to know me, and truly know one another. Therefore I never cease to watch over every family, every generation, every loved one of yours. I do not care for you as an isolated jewel alone. I cradle every member of your household with the gentlest and strongest care. I am father to all. I cannot be fully satisfied if one child rejoices while the others grieve. I cannot be the Almighty in mercy if I love one soul and forget those beside them. Understand this: the fire of my love burns on for the salvation and blessing of your entire household. My spirit groans and yearns to kindle unity between siblings, between parents and children, between husband and wife, between every heart that bears the Creator's imprint. My joy overflows when you walk together, worship together, stand as one, and follow the path I have prepared. When I act, I do not divide. I bring wholeness, bonding, and healing. So, my child, If you begin to notice unexpected wonders coming upon your home, blessings arriving unannounced, sudden healings in those you love, do not be surprised. And do not call it chance. These are signs that I am at work. Unforeseen turnings. Things once thought impossible, suddenly becoming real. These are reminders that I am tending your family with careful intimacy, in the same love with which I love you. Never think I have forgotten them, even in moments when they refuse me, rebel, or fail to recognize my voice. I have never abandoned them, never turned away from anyone, not even in thought. When they wander, I wait with patience, kindling new rays of hope within them. When they are silent, I still whisper their names, gently reminding them through subtle signs, unexpected meetings, words of love spoken without intent, changes that seem meaningless yet become opportunities for me to draw near. And I want you to remember this: those surprises are not only to leave you astonished or confused, but to awaken trust, gratitude, and a holy reverence for my power and compassion. I work all things for the complete good of the whole house, for no one is forgotten. No soul is excluded from my plan of grace and salvation. Sometimes, when everyone has let go, when the entire household is weary from waiting or anxious with worry, I move suddenly at the very moment no one expects. That is the time I choose. The way I cause every heart to recognize only I have the power to change circumstances. Only I have the love to restore bonds. Only I have the patience to wait. Only I have the creativity to weave miracles through a life that seems ordinary. Be at peace, no one in your home will slip from my hands. Wherever they go, whatever they do, however long they remain far from me, my heart stays fixed on them like a father who does not sleep, who does not grow weary of waiting for his child to return. Even a small prayer that rises from you, I hear, even a gentle desire for your loved ones. I record, and I will act in the best time, in a way that leaves no room for anyone to claim the credit, so that all glory, all testimony, all rejoicing is lifted to me, the one who has faithfully loved and preserved each generation. Therefore, beloved child, when you recognize these wondrous shifts in your family, when you see your loved ones changing, when you witness sudden healings, remember it is my hand touching each person, each story, each wound, and each joy. I am weaving a new tapestry for your household, threaded with the red cord of love, the golden strand of faith, and the light of reunion and hope that never dies. Do not doubt. Do not fear. Do not think yourself alone. For I, the Creator and the merciful Father of my children, have never loosened my grip, never turned my back, never abandoned a single soul belonging to your home. Trust me, praise me, testify to what I have done and am doing within your family, so that the generations after you may look and know only the Lord could do such wonders, and through the wholeness, unity, and healing in your home, my name will be honored. Your heart and the hearts of your loved ones will be filled with reverence, gratitude, and unending joy. Keep praying. Keep sowing hope, because I am at work quietly, mightily, and tenderly upon your household, until the day all will know me and walk together in the way I have chosen. Beloved child, listen to the hidden depths of my heart, for the blessing I give your family is not only to soothe, not only to comfort the wounds you have carried. I know each time I release a ray of hope, each time I wipe the tears from your cheeks, peace settles upon you and your spirit grows lighter. Yet, my child, my purpose is broader and deeper than that. When I come, when I bless your house, I am rewriting a destiny that darkness once tried to carve with long days of disappointment, division, and sorrow. I raise a holy banner over your home, a symbol none can mistake. This family belongs to the Lord, a bold declaration, an eternal seal stamped in the midst of the storms of this world. My heart is set upon each clan, each lineage. I love not only individuals, but I rejoice to see an entire line gathered around the light of grace. I call not merely one person, but a household, a generation, a bloodline, so that my glory may spread. And when I choose one who trusts me, one who bows and places hope in me, through that person I mark the rest. My love has no borders. My miracles are not confined to small limits, but overflow, rising like a waterfall of blessing, covering the home, reaching even those who once did not believe, who once stood far away, who thought they would never again be noticed. For that very reason, you will not be the only one who is astonished. Your whole family, your entire clan, even those around you, will be amazed, bewildered, and tremble in reverent fear as they witness my love at work. I do not do this merely to make a show, but because I desire that no one can deny my living presence. When miracles spill beyond the boundaries of prediction, when human hearts have no time to calculate or to guard themselves, I have already brought everything to completion so that pride cannot rise up. Fear has no time to bind, and the only thing left in your hearts is holy amazement and humble surrender. If I were to announce every detail of the plan I have ordained, if I allowed you to know in advance everything that will come, then the pride in human hearts would rise up. Some would think they are capable enough to contribute alongside me. Others would be frightened, hesitant, and give up because they feel too small before what I am about to do. But when I choose an unexpected moment, when I intervene suddenly, things will unfold so quickly that no one has time to boast in themselves and no one has time to retreat in fear. In that moment, there will remain only one response, a heart trembling in surrender, eyes lifted up to me in boundless awe and gratitude. And it is precisely in that moment that your heart and the heart of your family will turn back to me. All that the darkness once tried to stain, all the marks of shame etched across the years, I will wipe away and replace with a radiant new page. Your family, your bloodline, will become a living testimony of my power, my love, and my mercy. They will tell it to the generations to come. They will remind one another of the day the Lord stepped in, of the moment everything changed beyond anyone's imagination. The banner I raise will flutter in every storm and will be a place of refuge for all who are weary and seek their way home. Believe that. My zeal for families and bloodlines never grows cold. I rejoice when I see each household marked by love and by my holy presence. When one person believes, the blessing does not stop with that one, but opens a new path for the entire lineage. What I have promised, I will surely fulfill. When I declare, this family belongs to me, no power can shake it. No darkness is strong enough to erase the imprint I have left. Each member will, in turn, experience the gentle yet profound touch of my spirit. Even if they run, even if they doubt, even if their hearts have once been hardened, and then all of them, when they witness the work I have completed, will bow their heads in awe, having no words left but amazement, surrender, and praise to my holy name. My beloved child, What I am doing is not only for you, but for an entire generation that will walk after you, that they may grow up in the light, in the truth, and in the blessing of the Almighty. I desire that every home become a fortress of faith, a place of shelter from every scheme of darkness, a bright dwelling that causes every passerby to recognize this family is protected by the Lord, kept by the Lord, loved by the Lord. That is my perfect intention. That is the zeal I have placed upon every family line and every bloodline, so that through the faith of one, the entire household, the whole clan, even the village itself can be bathed in the hues of eternal light. Therefore, let your heart be at peace when you see events unfolding beyond your control. When the people close to you suddenly begin to change, when your relatives are astonished by things no one ever expected, that is the very moment my hand has intervened, silencing all pride, extinguishing every fear, and resetting the destiny of your family no longer belonging to darkness, but belonging to me forever, unshaken for all eternity. Rejoice, give praise, and hold fast to your faith. For I am the faithful one, the merciful Father who has promised and will fulfill all that I have spoken. My child, feel deep within your heart that my sudden moves are not random, not a chaos meant to disturb your peace, but the most delicate expression of the Father's mercy for each beloved child. Every surprise I bring is not only a reminder that I am still at work, but also a living proof of my unconditional love. When I step into your life in unexpected ways, that is when I disarm all your anxieties, soften each hardened heart, and awaken the soul that seemed to have fallen asleep in indifference or despair. These surprises are not meant to make you tremble in fear, but to fling wide the doors of hope, to refresh you and your family with the secret sweetness of my love. Do you know this? I care for your family in ways you could never measure or perceive. When you pray in silence, I send my angels to watch over each member, encircling them like a strong fortress that human eyes cannot see. When you pour out intercession before me, I quietly dismantle the invisible traps your enemy has cleverly woven long ago, dangers from which you and your loved ones are delivered without even knowing what you have just escaped. I receive your tears not to let them fall into oblivion, but to use my own love to cover your entire family, to heal, to protect, and to soothe every old wound. When you worship, when your lips declare praise, when your heart is moved by my holiness, I pour out great blessing upon your household, blessing not only sufficient for you, but radiating outward like ripples to touch every relative in your bloodline. Do not think that your dedication is small. Do not assume that only you are affected by those hidden hours of prayer. No, my child, your surrender shakes the courts of heaven and shifts the future of those you have never met, of those connected to you by blood, by affection, by the mysterious ties I myself have arranged. I see you every pain, every moment you think you are alone, every whisper no one else hears, every dream that seems too far away. But I also see all who are linked to you, the generations before and the generations to come, all of them sheltered beneath the wings of my mercy. I do not wait for them to acknowledge me before I act. I love and care for them because you have chosen to walk in consecration. Every hidden act of yours, every tear you shed, every time you pray, the waves of my grace flow far beyond your own life, reaching to the furthest edges of your family ties, through the veins of blood and through the lineage of the Spirit that only I can fully measure. Do not hesitate to believe that your prayers are meaningful. Do not think your tears are insignificant. Do not imagine that consecration concerns only you as an individual. I am the one who sees all things. I am the one who measures even what no one has ever known. My angels do not cease their watch. My miracles continue to be poured out quietly, not only for you, but for all who share your blood, your rhythms of life, your hopes. And I do all this not for fame, not for gratitude, not for recognition, but purely for love, for merciful love, for the love that disarms, softens, and awakens the hearts of my children. Be firmly assured, my beloved, that none of your offerings is ever in vain, that every small act of faith carries the power to shake an entire lineage, that my mercy and blessing always reach farther than you can imagine. For I am the living one, the one who is at work, the one who never forgets anyone, even those who do not yet know how to call on my name, because I see you. And through you I see your whole family, and I act on their behalf out of my boundless love. My beloved child, let me reveal to you the deep heart of the Creator, the one who quietly follows every beat of life in each member of your family. My purpose is not narrow or confined by the short-lived desires of human beings, nor is it limited to today's prayers. My heart is as wide as the sea and as deep as the highest heavens, always inclined toward pouring abundant blessing upon each family, each lineage, each generation, and extending even to the children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren who have not yet been born. My covenant is not fragile like drifting smoke, nor shallow like the morning mist, but steadfast and vast, stretching over every turn in the path of your descendants, guarding each soul, whether near or far, whether they yet know me or still remain strangers to me. When you pray, when you earnestly plead for a loved one who is weak, when you weep over a deep hurt, I see beyond that single moment. I see the entire extended family, the whole lineage. I do not only answer for today's need, but I lay foundations for the days to come, for the generations that will walk the path I have prepared. What you see is just an immediate need, but in my eyes, it is part of an eternal inheritance, a link in a chain of love that never ends. That is why I often move suddenly, because my vision is not like yours. When you ask merely for one heart to be healed, I desire to break the chains, the curses, and the wounds of many generations. When you ask for a brief moment of peace, I long to give you an entire harvest of blessings that follow one after another without ceasing. My love covers sons and daughters, parents, siblings, grandparents, and even the children who have not yet cried their first cry. I cherish every member with tenderness, with the intention of complete restoration, with power enough to heal every wound etched deeply through many generations. My covenant stands firm like rock, stretching across the paths your descendants will tread, guarding each step, each decision, each dream, whether small or great. I forget no one in your extended family. I overlook neither a single dream nor a single tear. I inscribe everything upon my heart so that, at the time I have chosen, all things will be restored together, will blossom together, and will together glorify my name through all generations. Oh, my child, do not think that your prayers matter only for one person or a passing moment. I listen to every whisper, every longing, every smallest hope. Yet in that listening, I am also designing new seasons of blessing for those who come after you, sketching a picture far wider than anything you can imagine. When you ask for a single seed, I am preparing an entire field. When you ask for light for today, I am bringing forth a son for the future. When you plead for one need, I give you a holy inheritance, an invisible yet mighty legacy passed down even to the most distant descendants. And for that reason, I sometimes choose to act very quickly, very unexpectedly, in ways beyond all habit, so that you and your family will be utterly amazed and recognize the loving heart and the deep good purpose I have prepared for many generations. Never hesitate to believe that my covenant is vast enough to cover everything, deep enough to heal every wound, steady enough to mend every fracture, and powerful enough to break every chain that has been passed down through many generations. This is my heart, always longing to bless each family, each clan, each generation, so that until the very last day, your whole household and your entire lineage will stand firm in the light, in peace, and in complete restoration, and that not one person will be left behind in the everlasting reign of my grace. My beloved child, let me tell you about the mystery woven into every unexpected thing I give you. My miracles are not scattered, one-way gifts, but like waves that follow one another, like cool breezes blowing across a field, creating movements that are gentle yet profound, transforming not only one person's life, but also reaching every heart that is connected with you. Many times, what you think is simply an answer to your personal prayer is only the first layer in the great picture I am painting. Right when you joyfully receive a blessing that seems meant just for you, I am quietly opening another door for those you love, so that that blessing may overflow, spread far, and multiply like fresh water seeping deep into parched ground, silently nourishing countless tender new shoots. You often see only the outer face of a miracle, but I, the one who searches every heart, am always weaving the deeper layers of grace. I do all things with a vision that embraces the beginning and the end. When I answer one of your prayers, it is not a conclusion, but the opening of a new chapter in the story, where goodness is multiplied many times over, far beyond the limits you once imagined. I can take a single breakthrough in your life and use it to shine light and open a way for your whole family, for your friends, even for generations yet to be born. A small joy you receive today will become a great source of strength for someone else to walk through their pain. A barrier you pass through with my help will become a sign of hope for those who follow, so that the chain of miracles continues unbroken. Like circles that keep spreading across the surface of the water, I do not fashion small, meager blessings, nor do I confine my love within the narrow frames of human understanding. Everything I give carries fullness, abundance, and the power to grow and to spread. My blessing is not a tiny drop reserved for one person alone, but a stream that keeps flowing, refreshing many generations, reviving souls that have grown dry and weary. And there will come a day, at just the moment you least expect, when I let you see with your own eyes the small seed of faith from long ago has become a great tree, its shade covering many generations. The blessing you received yesterday has become a plentiful harvest for those you love. The quiet prayer you whispered in the past has now become a flowing spring that soothes, heals, and lifts up countless hearts around you. You will rejoice not only because you yourself have received grace, but because those you love are also being drawn into that same blessing. I want your joy to grow greater day by day. I want you to know that when you ask, I am not thinking only of your own needs, but also of the blessing prepared for your community, for your descendants, for all those around you. I want you to witness with your own eyes how far that grace spreads, so that your heart overflows with thanksgiving and your lips never cease to tell of the good things I have done. This is how I act, without limit, without narrow calculation, never stopping at a single life, but always reaching farther, always multiplying, always overflowing. My child, rejoice in hope and lift up your eyes. Broaden the vision of your faith and believe that every good thing I do today is only the beginning of new harvests yet to come. Do not pray only for yourself. Pray for those you love, for the community where you live, for the generations that will follow you, because my blessing is always abundant, always ready to go far beyond every boundary, simply waiting for the childlike trust of those who dare to hope. And when I act, you will realize that my surprises never run dry, but continue on like a glorious symphony of unending love, like a song sung forever between heaven and earth. My child, in this very moment, even if your eyes see no change yet, even if traces of waiting still surround you, I invite you to choose joy and hold fast to faith. Rejoice, even when the good things I have promised have not yet appeared clearly under the light of the sun. Trust, even when you cannot yet foresee tomorrow, for I am the one without limits. I do not cease preparing wonders not only for you, but also for your family, for those you love, and for the generations that will spring from you. This is how I reveal my nature. I am the God of suddenness, of things no one anticipates, of miracles that do not fit into any human plan or calculation. The surprises I prepare for you are not meant to confuse you, but to fill your hearts with awe, holy reverence, and joy before my power, my wisdom, and my love that none can fathom. I am not confined by the tight frames of reason or the narrow visions you may draw in your mind. I am the one who begins all things and the one who brings all things to completion. I give beyond anything you dare to ask or imagine. I choose to act unexpectedly to remind you that I am the God whose creativity never runs dry, the one who makes water flow from the rock, makes flowers bloom on the barren land, and multiplies loaves and fish before the eyes of a hungry crowd. I do not only repair what is broken or restore what was lost, I also give abundance, overflowing fullness, beyond every expectation, for that is the very nature of my love. And, my child, the reason I keep drawing your whole family into my miracles and grace, and not you alone, is because my love cannot be locked inside a single heart or trapped within the borders of one individual. My love is like an overflowing stream. Like a boundless sea, it always reaches outward, always seeks to touch every corner of life, every heart that is still longing and waiting. I want your entire household to taste transformation together, to live together in holy amazement at what I do, to step together into the rich harvest I have opened. My love must flow from one person to another, from generation to generation, seeping into every story, every song, every breath of your whole family. I am the God of fullness, of an abundance that never runs out. I do not give just enough, nor do I merely patch what is torn. I make all things new, beautiful, and complete, to the point that you cannot help but praise me. Your own eyes will see this truth. The day will come when you stand among your loved ones, your heart overflowing with emotion too deep for words, and you will simply be able to say, truly, this is the miracle the Lord has done, the wonder He promised and is now fulfilling among us. You will see each member of your family being changed. You will hear words spoken that you had never heard before. You will watch old knots of conflict disappear like mist at sunrise. You will feel the breath of my spirit blowing through each life, leaving a mark that will never fade. Do not be discouraged if, for now, everything still seems the same. Do not let your heart be shaken because you have not yet seen the miracle unveiled. Stand firm. Prepare within yourself a place for holy amazement. Be certain that I am never late and never break my promise. What I have prepared will come to you and to your whole household at the exact time I have appointed. Receive this fullness with an open heart, with patient waiting, with sincere prayer, with a readiness to forgive and to be merciful. When that fullness overflows in your home, you will see all things made new, every distance filled in with love, old dreams awakened again, and long ago prayers answered with songs of overflowing thanksgiving. I tell you, rejoice, trust, and be ready, for your eyes are about to see, your ears are about to hear, and your heart is about to sense in a clear and unmistakable way that I am the God of suddenness, of the unexpected, of overwhelming abundance, of miracles that cannot be contained or restrained. This is my gift to you and to your whole lineage, so that from that day onward, all will never cease bearing witness to my goodness, my kindness, and my boundless love forever. My child, when the wonder comes, when the miracle blossoms on the very field of your life, remember this deep within your heart. It is not because of the effort you have poured out, not because you planned everything perfectly or endured with flawless patience, and certainly not because you are more deserving than anyone else. Everything I do, every grace I pour out, springs from one thing alone: my endless love. No one can buy my favor with effort, and no one can possess my grace through their own skill. The gifts I give are not rewards for hard work, but pure grace, the gift of a loving Father who gives without calculation, the expression of my very being, the one who never tires of giving, the one whose love has no limit. Know that the things I accomplish in your life are a revelation of my heart, a heart that is moved by your joys and sorrows, your weaknesses, and even your smallest desires. What you see now is only the beginning of a long journey. For I have not finished. My love does not rest. My grace does not run dry. My joy is to dwell among you, to see you grow, become strong, live in peace, and overflow with hope in the midst of a changing and fragile world. I will not cease doing new things. I will keep surprising you and continue to amaze your whole family with the wonders I perform. I am not the one who blesses once and then withdraws, not a father who visits for a moment and then disappears. No, my child, I am the one who walks with you forever, the inexhaustible source of life, the cool spring in a barren desert, the radiant light in the deepest darkness. I will continue to abide in your home and continue to do what is good, so that you may know that true happiness does not come from human strength, but from the grace your Father gives. Open your heart wide to receive. Let go of every illusion of perfect self-reliance. Live simply, humbly, and gratefully. This attitude will deepen your joy, and it will widen your heart to receive yet more surprises from me. You will see, you will know, and you will bear witness that all of this is because of the love and mercy of my Lord. And every miracle you experience, every time I leave you in awe, will become a sacred reminder that I am God, the one who never stops loving, never stops giving, never grows weary of seeing my children happy and filled with hope. Therefore, always be expectant, always be hopeful, always be thankful, for the journey with me is a journey of unending wonders, a journey of a love without limits, of a grace that is always abundant and never comes to an end. I will go on, astonishing you, and astonishing your family, until every word of praise on your lips becomes an eternal song offered up to me forever. My beloved child, let your heart listen even more deeply to the truth of the blessing I pour out. For my love always goes far beyond anything you can imagine. Sit here with me, in the peace of the early morning, like a child resting in a father's embrace, so that each word of mine may soak into your soul like the morning dew on a field of green grass. I do not see each child as a lonely speck of dust in a vast universe, but as an essential part of a great family, as a blossom clinging to the branch, as a small river flowing into the great ocean of history and of everlasting love. My child, do you know that the course of your life is an extension, the result of countless streams of faith, love, sacrifice, and even tears that many generations have sown? In every step you take today is the imprint of those who lived before you, the fruit of hidden prayers, quiet offerings, tireless efforts that, perhaps, even by the end of your life, you will never have heard about. At times, you do not know and cannot fully understand everything that has happened in your family line. But I know, I remember, I mark every whisper, every small desire of those who once lifted their eyes to heaven and cried out to me for their children and grandchildren. Those tears, those unfinished dreams, I have never forgotten. They have become the sap that nourishes the roots of the tree of faith that you yourself are now carrying, living, and seeing grow day by day. I do not look at you only as an individual who must struggle alone with fate, but as a part of a great tree where every root, every branch, every leaf is intimately connected in a sacred symphony of life and hope. Do not think that when I pour my blessing upon you, that blessing touches only one person. When I touch one branch, life flows into the whole trunk, the roots, the new shoots, and even the leaves that have already withered. When I cause one bough to blossom, its fragrance refreshes the whole canopy, cools the sky above, so that from one child who dares to trust, an entire family line will be transformed. A new future will be opened. My child, at times you pray for yourself, but I use those very prayers to move the whole universe around you, to rearrange all things for the good of a family, a lineage. When you kneel and say to me, Father, please help me get through this pain, I am already looking farther ahead. I see that your loved ones, too, are longing to be healed, forgiven, and reunited in love. And I take your simple plea to build a bridge between distant hearts, so that gradually every distance is leveled, every resentment slowly dissolves, every hidden wound is gently soothed. Do not underestimate small beginnings. Every time you choose to forgive a family member, every time you dare to speak a word of love, every time you quietly pray for someone in your house, in the unseen realm I am already connecting, already weaving a new story for your entire extended family. There are moments when you think you are not strong enough, not holy enough, not good enough to become a source of blessing for anyone else. But remember, it is precisely in your weakness, your humility, your trembling when you dare to come before me that I can act in the most powerful way. I am not looking for those who consider themselves perfect. I rejoice when I see you lifting your eyes, acknowledging your limits, and placing your trust in my hand. For in that very moment, it is easy for me to accomplish things beyond all expectation, not only in you, but through you, for your whole household and your whole bloodline. You may never know all those who have prayed for you. They may be grandparents who have passed away, distant relatives you have never met, a mother who spent countless sleepless nights begging for your peace, or a father who quietly sacrificed his whole life for the family. Every prayer, every sacrifice is a stone laid in the foundation of the blessings you receive today. I see it all. I remember it all. And because I am the father of the whole household, I will not allow anything that belongs to love, to faith, to good and holy desires to fall into oblivion. When I pour my blessing upon a family, I do not only look at the present moment, I look through the past, seeing every tear, every laugh, every wound and every hope that has passed through time. I also gaze into the future and see generations yet unborn who will grow up on the soil of faith you are cultivating today. Every decision you make now to live well, gently, and kindly is a seed that will one day become a harvest of goodness in which your descendants will live. I see every small shoot of life, every faint ray of hope, every hidden dream in the heart of each member of your household. And I gather them, I tend them, I water them, I bless them, so that the river of life keeps flowing and never runs dry. There are times when you worry about divisions, about conflicts in your family, about loved ones estranged by misunderstandings and mistakes of the past. I know, and I suffer with you, but do not despair, for in every family, no matter how deep the wounds, I can still cause the flowers of peace to bloom. I can still mend every fracture. I am the Father of all forgiveness, of every hope of rebirth. Do not lose heart if you must wait long. Do not give up when your efforts seem useless. Keep sowing prayers. Keep living with integrity. Keep being patient and steadfast. For everything you do today, I will multiply many times over and turn into blessings for far more people than you could imagine. My child, believe that when I heal one person, I desire to heal the whole family. When I transform one heart, I long to renew other hearts that are still hardened, still fearful, still closed. My love never stops at a single individual, but always longs to spread outward like ripples on water, so that from the small center that is you, peace, wonder, and renewal will flow to each person, each corner of the home, each generation. I want you to understand that every wonder, every miracle I perform carries a deep meaning. It is a sign that I am calling the entire family back together, calling everyone to rediscover the wellspring of love, calling each heart to turn toward the light, toward what is good, toward forgiveness, toward filial devotion, toward a bond that nothing can break. And those whom you once thought would never change, who you believed would never recognize grace, may become the ones who are most astonished, who break into tears, who cry out in thanksgiving when they finally see my power and mercy. Therefore, do not hesitate when you feel the journey is still long, when you see your loved ones still far from faith, still unaware of my love. Do not rush to judge. Do not fall into discouragement. I never give up on anyone in your family. Each one is an important part of my heart. Each one is called by name, awaited, and cherished. Live with the hope that one day your whole family will hold hands together. Bow before the altar. Sing together. Weep together. Give thanks together for having been loved, protected, healed, and led through every storm by the Father. I want you to become the keeper of the flame of faith for your entire household. Even if you are the only one praying, I still listen. I still act, and I still use you as a catalyst for marvelous change. Do not belittle your own role. A single spark is enough to ignite a great fire. A sincere prayer is enough to move heaven. The smallest act of love is enough to sow hope for generations to come. Do everything with the awareness that you are a bridge, a gatekeeper allowing blessings to be poured out upon your family. And then, in time, when you look back, you will be amazed to see that those around you have been touched, renewed, and drawn closer to one another through your perseverance, your patience, and your steadfast faith. My child, when you see your loved ones walking on a new path, when you witness changes that defy explanation, remember to lift up a song of thanksgiving. Do not keep that joy to yourself. Tell others of my goodness. Pass on the stories of grace, of miracles, of your Father's faithfulness to the generations after you. For the most precious legacy I desire you to leave is not material wealth, but a home filled with faith, overflowing with hope, and rich in love, a family that takes faith as its foundation, love as the bond that unites, and forgiveness as the starting point of every peace. And remember, I am not only the Father of today, but the Father of all generations. My blessings never run out. My love never runs dry. When you trust, when you ask, when you live faithfully, I will let my blessings stretch from your lifetime to the lifetime of your children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. I will be with them, watching over, guarding each step, each beginning, each small dream of every child under your roof, from generation to generation, from today until forever. I, the one who loves without growing weary, will always shelter, guide, and cause the garden of your family to bloom with the sweetest miracles. My child, listen to my voice echoing from eternity, the loving call that never ceases from a father who waits for each child to return. Do not let your heart shrink into the thought that I care only about you alone. No, my beloved child, from the moment I laid my mighty hand to form each member of your family, I planted within them the deepest desire of my heart to see you all. Every generation, every heart, beating in harmony in a sacred unity under my name. Nothing gives me greater joy than the image of a household gathered together, where every conflict is reconciled, every barrier erased, and every heart finds peace and warmth as all turn toward me. Do you know, the wonder I have given you is only the beginning, only the first stone in a great plan of restoration I have cherished from eternity for your entire house. I know how many times you have secretly prayed for your loved ones, how many times your tears have fallen when you thought of the fractures, misunderstandings, and distances that seem beyond repair. I have recorded every whisper, every small wish you have held for your parents, siblings, children, and relatives. I myself have seen the nights you spent restless and heavy-hearted because of old wounds still lingering, distances quietly growing with the years. But, my child, never think that those prayers have fallen into emptiness. They have touched my heart. Every tear of yours is a seed I use to bring forth a new springtime for your whole family line. I astonish you first, not to make you feel specially favored above others, but so that through the change in your life, your whole household may see a new light. You are the first open door, but I desire that the light will not stop there. When I touch one life, I am opening the source of a river of blessing that will flow, not only refreshing one small corner of the garden, but watering a wide and spacious field, I long for every home to become a lamp set on a stand, shining throughout the region, so that all both inside and outside the family may see my goodness. Do not keep the joy and miracles to yourself. My child, I long for you to dare to open your heart, to speak of love, to invite and to pray for all your loved ones, even if they do not yet understand, do not yet believe, or still harbor doubts. Gently sow seeds of hope into simple conversations. Kindle the flame of patience in every prayer. Live with a heart that is generous and ready to forgive, even when it costs you pain. When you keep yourself in peace, when you continue to choose love instead of judgment, when you are willing to bear witness through your daily life, I will use every one of these things to draw people closer to me. Do not be afraid if some seem unchanged. Do not be discouraged when some hearts remain shut. My light is still spreading quietly, slipping into every dark corner, patiently melting the ice that has lain frozen for so long. There will be moments when you are surprised to find that someone you thought would never change becomes gentle. When an apology, once unspeakable, is finally voiced. When a family meal where everyone sits together is no longer filled with quarrels and coldness, you will see a new peace covering your home, not the peace of circumstances or possessions, but the peace that comes from my spirit. A deep reconciliation no words can fully explain. And then you will know that it all began with a small miracle in your own heart, with the moment you dared to place your trust in me, with the decision not to keep the light for yourself, but to let it shine throughout your home. My child, do not be hasty, and do not be impatient. My work does not always unfold loudly, nor is it always as clear as daylight. Sometimes I sow seeds in silence, letting them grow quietly in the depths of the earth, unseen and unnoticed. But the day will come when all those seeds will rise together and bloom in radiant beauty everywhere. And you will be astonished to realize your God has been at work so deeply, so quietly, and yet so magnificently. Each generation in your family will be bound together by an unbreakable bond of love, forgiveness, and a shared faith in the one true God. That is the greatest miracle, the dream I long to see fulfilled in every home on earth. When I enter a family, I do not merely repair what is broken or patch up damaged relationships. I create something completely new. I help each member sense their own worth, to know they are loved, forgiven, needed, and cherished in that home. I desire parents and children to rediscover empathy, to know how to listen, to yield, to encourage, and to face trials together. I desire brothers and sisters to let go of rivalry and old grudges, and instead support one another, sharing both joys and sorrows. I want every meal, every conversation, every moment of gathering to become a sign of my presence among you. And when that happens, you will look back and no longer recognize the old house once filled with worries, arguments, and disappointment. In its place, you will see a true home, where everyone becomes a source of strength for one another, where each person experiences the unconditional value of family love, where all generations together build good traditions and preserve faith as a precious treasure. This is my little kingdom on earth, a place where the light never goes out and blessings are passed down from grandparents to parents, to children, and even to those yet to be born. I also understand that this journey is not always easy. You may encounter resistance, suffer many hurts, and at times feel alone in your efforts to mend what is broken. But remember, you are not alone, for I am always with you, continually strengthening, upholding, and consoling you. When you have no strength left, I am your strength. When your ideas run dry, I am your wisdom. When you are about to collapse, I am the shoulder for you to lean on, the arms that embrace you, the voice that whispers in your heart, keep going. Do not lose heart, for I have promised, and I will bring it to completion. Look to the smallest things, a loving gesture, a moment of yielding, a smile after tears, an embrace instead of blame. These are the signs that I am present, working and preparing for the day when my blessing will break forth like a new dawn over your family. Never underestimate the value of patience, generosity, and unceasing prayer. Sometimes a single gentle act, a soft word, a moment of silent listening can become the doorway through which my spirit enters, where a miracle begins and continues without end. My beloved child, my light never stops where a door has opened, but always spreads to the very last place that needs illumination. Be the one who guards and carries the flame. Remain steadfast, even if others have not yet responded. Keep praying even when you see no immediate result. Keep loving even when your heart is wounded. I will take your faithfulness and multiply it into miracles. I will use your perseverance as a spring from which grace flows. I will allow that hope to spread through your family and across generations, until one day you see everyone standing side by side, looking up to me, giving thanks, walking in faith, and praising the unfading goodness of the merciful Father. My child, I am calling you to be light, to be the beginning of a cascading river of love in your home. Do not be afraid if you feel small, or not good enough, or not holy enough. It is in your weakness that my power is made perfect. I do not require your perfection, I ask for your readiness. Place in my hands your smallness, your sincere heart, and the simplest things you have, and I will accomplish great wonders not only for one lifetime, but for your whole house, your whole lineage, even for those who have never once thought of me. Remember, the flame I have kindled will not go out, no matter how strong the winds blow or how long the rains fall. I still protect it, cherish it, and kindle every small spark until, at last, an entire home and an entire community are ablaze with light. This is what I long for, what delights me, what I have planned from all eternity. And if you have been chosen to begin this work, then rejoice, be courageous, and entrust yourself to me, for my light will reach far beyond anything you could imagine. And finally, my beloved child, keep this always in your heart. Nothing I do in your life is ever only for one person. It always carries a greater purpose. When you open your heart, when you trust, when you allow me to shine in your life, you are also opening the way for me to shine upon all those you love. Remain faithful and joyful, for the greatest blessing I have prepared for your family is drawing near, and that light will never be extinguished, even to the end of time. Thank you for listening to today's message. Be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so we can continue receiving the living word together, building unshakable faith and walking in the immeasurable love of God. Amen.